This is where the fun begins.
Are you sure? So be it. Did you miss me?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cantina Chat. This is just a spontaneous decision to do a live stream here on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon. So I am glad to be here with you guys, and I had a wonderful vacation. I did miss you guys for our usual calf chat here. And so here we are here. So we are going to have some discussion topics, but we are also relatively going to have open discussion about Star Wars lore. And so I just wanted to get together on maybe for about an hour. I do have family that came in, so I don't want to be too long. So, but I still wanted to reach out and communicate with you guys and spend a little bit of time with you guys. And so here we are. So what I wanted to do today was go over the releases, like Star Wars lore, like the books or the movies releases in December. December has always been one of the biggest time of year for Star Wars in general, when we've gotten many major releases because, of when the franchise came out or when the movies came out. And I did put in a question here if you guys want to answer it, and I don't see it popped up in my on my phone app. But what are your 9 ranking Jedi, weakest to strongest? So who do you think are your top 9 Jedi, weakest to strongest? Go ahead and share here. And I do have people popping in. We have 4 people on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you, Corey Cochran, for coming in. Hello, how are you doing? And then Melissa Lord, a channel member. Hey, girl, OG Star Wars, how are you doing? And then we have Jim the Despot. Hello, hello. And of course, our mod here. Hey, everybody, smash that like button and share the stream out. Yes, so please do that. And while we're on top of that, if you're catching the replay, please let me know you came by. Leave a comment down below, like and share. And if you're currently watching and you're participating in the chat, hello to you all, even if you haven't said hello. And please like and share that we are live here today. So again, your top 9 weakest to strongest Jedi. I don't know if you guys can see the question pinned at the top. I usually do polls, but you can't add 9 to that. So sorry about that. So your top 9 weakest to strongest Jedi. And the reason why I asked this is because I was cruising along, just, cringe factor thing. I wasn't going to do cringe factor, not for this here, but I went to Screen Rant and they're sharing their top 9 Jedi, weakest to strongest, which we will share here today. So I just thought I would ask you guys that, and then you guys can also, as we go through, you can also, I don't have we'll just use this. We're not doing smugglers. I just don't want to put calf chat right here. I could still do that, but we're not calf chat right now. So share your 9 weakest to strongest favorite Jedi, I guess you could say, or whatever, however you want to rate this. And I will share screen rats here pretty soon. So another question here. What Star Wars movies do you remember coming out in December? Share with me here. We'll go through that as well. And those who are well versed with the EU and followed it since you began to read, do you remember any publications that came out during the month of December. So movies and EU publications, maybe even games, because you can't forget about our gamers, right? So do you remember, and list them, share with me in the comments here, what productions, whether it's the movies, the EU novels, or the games, or even comics that came out in December? Rogue One. We're not talking about Disney Star Wars. um, let me see. But Exar Kun kept his hair. Okay, let me go through these now. I see people are popping on. And let's see here. And then again, 9 weakest to strongest Jedi. Let me go ahead and do the little banner streamer thing. So let me go ahead and add this too. So if you guys don't see it in the question pinned at the top, 9 weakest to 9 Jedi are favorite. 9. I can say just favorite or whatever. Favorite 9 Jedi, weakest to strongest. So go ahead and share that with me, ticker. There we go. So I haven't done one of those in a long time. I almost forgot how to do that. Yeah. So how have you guys been since I have really communicated with you guys? Last Thursday? Not this Thursday, but the Thursday before. I'm coming off from a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas on Carnival Cruise, and visiting our being in Florida as well. And so I'm a bit rested, still catching up with life. I have, for my fitness, I still have my meal plan to do today. Thinking about going to the gym later on tonight and getting everything all wrapped for Christmas. And yeah, just slowly just adapting back to my normal life here and with you guys as well. And then Batsy says, hail to OG and Stat. How are you doing? Hello. I don't care for the hail thing because we're not a cult, or we're not that kind of place. But yeah, so just say hello. It's fine. It's good. And then Soul Assassin says, I have a question. Has anyone seen Highlander, and does Exar Kun kind of look like the Kurgan? I'm going to take a look at that. Do you guys agree? I haven't watched Highlander in a while, so I have to take a look at that. Good question. Anybody want to answer that? I didn't see the chat if you guys did already. Rogue One. But Exar Kun kept his hair. Okay, so someone, yeah. Interesting question. How do you measure power levels in the Force? It's just their capabilities. Like we have Tion Celusar, who qualified to be a Jedi based on midichlorians. But she wasn't as strong. I would say Corran Horn is stronger than her, even though he doesn't have telekinesis. So it's their abilities and all that stuff. So let's see here. And sounds like you might want to put a questions on Twitter, OG. Probably get a lot of views. Right, I know. The questionnaire on Twitter, you probably get a lot of views. This was very spontaneous. I'm asking this question as well. Family watching football, so that's what's going on in the background. Let's see here. Jim the Despatch, true. I think he might have inspired the look for him, and that's interesting to find out. I don't know on that one as well. So go ahead and answer. Feel free to answer, or you could start answering as we go through that Screen Rant article. We're not going to do it just yet. So for those who know release timeframes, so I'm going to go through the films first. So December 2nd, Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, released in the UK in 1998. So there's that. And then let's go down. I'm just doing movies and shows. So December 16th, Battle for the Sun Star. This is from Ewok, aired in 1986. And let's see here. And I'm reading through stuff. And then Party Ewok and the Milani of the Warrior, 1986. Another one here. That was December 13th. And Star Wars. So the four. Nope, not that one. And let's see here. So those are some of them right here. So film release and TV airings. I didn't do TCW. Sorry about that, you guys, for this TCW fans. So, but there's a few chapters from TCW that aired, and so if you want to look into that, that's fine. And for our gamers, let's check this out. For our gamers, um, video game releases. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire 1996 on December 3rd. And then December 6th, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, released on Xbox in 2004. And then the Rogue Squadron PC platform released in 1998 on December 7th. And Lethal Alliance, Star Wars Lethal Alliance, released on December 7th as well in 2006. And this one right here, I know there's a lot of talk about people not caring for this one, but Episode 1, Obi-Wan's Adventures, released 2000 on December 12th. So December 12th, 2000. And the Lethal Alliance then released on Nintendo DS in 2006 on December 13th. Episode 1, Battle for Naboo, released in 2000 on December 14th. Episode 1, Racer, released in 1999 on December 16th. And the Old Republic released on the PC 2011 on December 20th. And the Ruins of Dantooine was published or released, and this is from Star Wars Galaxies, 2003 on December 30th. And so those are some of the video game release publications there. Now, what is your favorite game? Even if I didn't mention the release, what is your favorite game? I know there's a lot of favorite Couture. There's big favor of Couture here that I've noticed within, all of the subscribers. And I have Darth Toby behind me. I don't know. Let me see here. Let me see if you can see him. See? He is chilling right here. He's like, hey, what you doing? Darth Toby. So he is with me as well. Let's see what you guys have to say. That's a tough question. I would say Zane Carrick for the weakest, but he's outsmarted Jedi, far more powerful than him. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes, someone's tactic and their wits can outdo like even the strongest of force users. Let's see here. I remember the Couture 2 launch. It was rushed to make it for holiday release and had a lot of cuts from the games. I remember hearing about that. Like I said, I didn't really play, but I remember hearing a lot about that. Like some people were not too happy with the rushed release. Howdy chat and howdy OG. What's up? How are you doing? And let's see here. Force Unleashed 1. Okay, good. Like I said, if I did mention the game, because I'm talking about December releases, and I did ask the question to you guys, what was your favorite game? It doesn't matter if they're released in December or not. Just let me know. And I just want to know. And then your favorite Jedi or Jedi, top 9 Jedi from weakest to strongest, I guess you could say. And this is purely basically your opinion because, like I said, I compared Tion Celusar to Corn Horn, and I was saying Corn Horn is stronger than Tion with their capabilities and all that in the Force. So everybody can kind of you can kind of say, well, they're equal, maybe not, I don't know. So you guys, you can decide on that. We'll get to that article. And then Steezo, what's up, Steezo? We got the Knights of Melvin showing up, and it's been a while since I've been on Discord. I need to say hello. So those of you guys who know who Knights of Melvin is, go ahead and check out his wonderful YouTube channel and his Sparrows series that's going on right now. Sparrow series right now that's going on. Highly recommend that because he's uncovering, and I really love his investigative thing, like me, who loves to do research and investigating shit. I'm really enjoying these series and really commend him for putting in the efforts and unleashing and showing how much of a fake and how many people are getting manipulated by Pasha. Let me see here. I'm going to answer this real quick. Let's see here. My daughter's trying to call. I didn't tell her I was going live, so I'm gonna let her know right now. So go ahead and check out that series or that those videos coming out on a live stream. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Sparrow. Yep, Sparrow. A sub soul assassin. And yes, here it is right here. Sub to Darth Melvin right here. So the Knights of Melvin, Darth Melvin right there. Yep. And TIE Fighter, Dark Force, and Shadows of the Empire. That's pretty cool. I need to get into some of the games that was gifted to me so I can do a review. Maybe I can do an actual live stream playback or play with you guys. And so the Sparrow Files is what it's called. So he's doing a series called the Sparrow Files, and he has uncovered a lot. And it's so friggin' sad to see people being manipulated into this shit by paying for a Patreon where he doesn't prove where he's getting his resources, and people are not questioning that shit. I'm the type of person that questions. I'm like, okay, show me where, show me how, you know. If not, I'm not gonna take you seriously, really, because in no way will I pay for someone like that to really just yank me around, I guess you could say. Let's see here. Watching you do a playthrough of some of the games would be fun. Yeah, and that's what I want to do. So hopefully, maybe soon. I do have I am put together a series of paintings so that I can have an exhibit in the local art center where I live at. So I'm doing a series of painting. The main series is contemporary native ledger art that I'm putting together, and a sub series to this is my my seasonal type paintings, which I have one behind me, and this is a close up of an oak tree for fall. So that's what I'm working on, and another series I'm doing that won't be displayed is my Star Wars series with, like you guys see my Asajj Ventress right behind me, right there where it says Star Wars. So I'm doing that. Characters and their place of birth or their planets or their origins, basically. So there we go. Let's get OG to play Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo and see how long it till she rage quits. These games are hard. Oh God, I am the kind of person that I will play through. I will want to beat that shit. So that's how I am. Like the main game that I've like when Nintendo first came out, I was gifted with the console and everything. So my very first game I've ever played was Super Mario Brothers. And man, I was when I was given time allotted, because yeah, parents do that, or they used to, of playtime. I was like, okay, Super Mario Brothers, I'm gonna beat this level. I'm gonna beat this level. I'm gonna beat this level. Moving on to finding all the shortcuts and stuff like that within the game, as well as defeating it and the special levels as well. So that's how I roll. That's how I roll. Good afternoon, OG and chat. Hey, so Silver Org, how are you doing? Let's see here. OG's art and merch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's see here. Let's get back to some of the releases here. If I miss some, then I missed some. This is very spontaneous, so I didn't really sit down and write things down. So here's some publication dates. We'll start with December 1st. Let's see here. Tales of the Jedi 3, 1993 on December 1st. Boba Fett, Death, Lies, and Treachery, 1995 on December 1st. Tyrant's Test in 1996, December 1st. And then back to the Tales of the Jedi, The Golden Age of the Sith 3 in 1996. Let's go ahead and scroll down here. This is all December 1st still. Young Jedi Knights, Crisis at Crystal Reef, 1996. So those of you guys who've read the Young Jedi Knights or Junior Jedi Knights, you'll recognize these names. And then episode 1, Adventure 4, Jedi Emergency in 1999, December 1st. And Jedi Apprentice, The Defenders of the Dead, 1999, December 1st. Jedi Apprentice 2000, December 1st. And again, another one here, Jedi Apprentice, The Call of Vengeance in 2001. So if you guys read any of these that I've already shared with you, let me know. Young Jedi Knights, I mentioned, the Adventures, episode Adventures, and then Jedi Apprentice. And if you did read them, tell me what you like about them. If you haven't, hopefully this will give you an idea. Okay, I want to read. And a lot of these are like either short stories or young readers or young adult readers, like Young Jedi Knights and Jedi Apprentice. So let's see here. Visions of the Future, the hardcover. So you have these publications, hardcovers versus paperback, do have different release dates. They usually do. So Visions of the Future is basically the Thrawn duology. And in 1998, on December 3rd, that's when it was released. So those who read Timothy Zahn duology, Hand of Thrawn duology, Visions of the Future is the first one. And so that's, I think, this is me. You guys already know my stance on this. I like the Thrawn trilogy or the Empire trilogy, which what used to be called. But the Thrawn trilogy, I say it's overrated. I still like it. Overrated. Saying something's overrated doesn't mean you don't like it. People kind of say that they pair them together. I still like it. I just think they're overrated. The Hand of Thrawn, I absolutely like that over. But you can't have that without the other, because the way Timothy Zahn wrote, they're all connected somehow. So just putting that out there. So hopefully you guys don't leave me because of this. Let's see here. Excuse me. Crystal Star, the one of the favorites, Crystal Star on paperback, was published on, and the audiobook was published 1995 on December 4th. Let's see here. Boba Fett, Bounty on Bar Coda. So Bar Coda, 1994 on December 5th. And let's see here. Darth Maul, 2000. So Darth Maul 4, basically published 2000 on December 6th. MedStar 1, Battle Surgeon, and MedStar 2, Jedi Healer, and Shatterpoint, all released in the ebook format in 2005 on December 6th. So let me see what you guys are saying here. And I love how you come out with these. Thank you so much. So if you don't have time to read, or you don't have the books, and it's hard to find the books without the cost. Yeah, they're asking for a lot for the whole series. I think at one point I seen the 14-book series of the Young Jedi Knights for $250 for 14 books, which are only about that thick. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and grab one right now. Oh, if I do, I'm going to have to move all kinds of books here. I'm going to do it. I'll be right back. All right. Let me see here. Here we go. So here's one. This is the thickness of it. So finger width. So imagine 14 of these young readers that are probably easy to get through, not even like 230 pages for $250 plus. So those who are selling the collection of, and I really love this because it's foil. So those who, if you're looking for, and I've had shared from thriftbooks.com that these were going for like $3 each. So if I can find them again, I think they're all sold out, but if I can find them again, I will share with you guys. But in the meantime, you do have the audiobooks here. So if you need new links for those games, let me know. I got it all, OG. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And the 2000s was a huge boom for Star Wars books, games, and films. Yes, I agree. And the prequel trilogy helped open that door again. Like the EU kept Star Wars alive between the movies and stuff, and when there was no kind of movie production. And once we had a movie production, the PT, it also sparked more hype for everything else as well. And then we started getting a lot of PT era EU going on, because then George allowed it to be open to the writers after he set foot into it. Ogre says, I admit to being a bit cross-grained. I didn't read the Thrawn books because my friends wouldn't shut up about them. That's fine. I get it. It's like, okay, well, since you talked about them, I really don't need to read them or whatever. That's fine, so that's perfectly fine. I understand. So let's see here. And I mean, there's a lot that came out, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not giving every single publication or whatever movie or whatever. I just wanted to share because December seemed like a huge time frame for Star Wars. So Crimson Empire came out in 1997 on December 2nd. Crystal Star, actually, this, we mentioned Crystal Star, but I think that was the audiobook or whatever, in 1994 on December 8th. Union 2 of the Union comics, that's when Luke and Mara get married, came out in 1999 on December 8th. Crimson Empire 2, Council of Blood 2, so this is another comic, came out in 1998 on December 9th. And if you guys are interested in the source material, the Complete Star Wars Encyclopedia came out in 2008 on December 9th. And so there's a lot of comics that I see here coming out here. And let's see here. Dark Empire 1 in 1991 on December 12th. Heir to the Empire 3, so that's basically the comic, 1995 on December 12th. Jedi Quest 4, 2001 on December 12th. Star Wars Tales 10, 2001 on December 12th. Let's see here. Young Jedi Knights, the last ones in 1994 on December 13th. So another one of our Young Jedi Knights. Like I said, read. This is pretty good. Underworld, the Yavin Vasilika. I think I said that right. 2000 on December 13th. Vader's Quest, 1999 on December 15th. The Night Sisters Revenge. So this was basically the Star Wars Galaxies trading card game. Was released 2009 on December 15th. So very interesting, right? So again, like I said, I'm not giving you guys every single publication because we'd be here forever, but I just wanted to just discuss, and out of those, if you read or played or whatever, any one of those, let me know. We can create a discussion behind that. So, and Jim the Despot says, still haven't read the Thrawn trilogy for the longest time. I didn't have Dark Force Rising. Now I do, but I still need to finish another book first. That's fine. Get the other books done. Hail OG Star Wars and chat. Hey there, Star Wars Marvel purist. How are you doing? Thank you for coming in and hanging out. And we have 13 beautiful souls hanging out here. So, yeah. Let's see here. Hot take from Rodimus Prime, another channel member. Hot take. I actually prefer Jedi Quest over Jedi Apprentice, even though I love both of them. That's pretty cool. So tell me, let's create a conversation. Tell me why you prefer Jedi Quest over Jedi Apprentice. I would love to know that, because that's some kind of conversation we can get into here. That's what this is about, is discussing what we like more than other. We're not gonna basically agree all the time, and that's okay. And we have another channel member popping in. Hello, Tim, Open Airlock Policy. Howdy. How are you doing? Okay, so let me know. I want to know. Inquiry minds want to know. Hot take. I actually prefer Jedi Quest over Jedi Apprentice. Yeah. So let me know. All right, let's see here. And I haven't even got through. So today's the 17th, right? Let's see here. Today's the 17th. Yeah. I'm almost like losing days because I came back and then from that cruise trip photo shoot kind of thing. And it's like, I don't even know what day I'm on anymore. It's like we just went in, we had our fun excursions, we had our fun dress up dinners, we had our fun photo shoot, and it's like I don't even know what day I'm on right now. So let's get back to this. And Jedi Knight, or Knights of the Old Republic 36 was released 2008 on December 24th. And came out, Droids 8 basically came out in 1995 on this December 26th. I think I skipped over some that I wrote down here. Oh yeah, Crimson Empire trade paperback came out in 1998 on December 20th. And Dark Nest 3, The Swarm War, published 2005 on December 27th. And I know that, some people don't care for Swarm Wars, and that's fine. I think it was a nice addition. Not my favorite, but not the worst. Darth Bane, Rule of Two, 2007 on the 26th. And let's see here. And Star Wars Empire Volume 7, The Wrong Side of the War, 2006 on December 27th. And Star Wars General Grievous came out on 2005 on December 28th. Knights of the Old Republic 24 came out in 2007 on December 28th. And Republic Comic 72 came out in 2007 and December 29th. And Luke Skywalker and the Shadows of Mindor came out 2008 on December 30th. Now, that was a fun read for me. Kind of weird in a sense. I wouldn't say it had the Last Jedi, and I'm talking about the friggin' wannabe Star Wars movie, Episode 8, or whatever it is. But it kind of had that little bit of negative Luke kind of vibe, I guess you can say. I enjoyed it, but it's not my favorite. So I kind of get what they were trying to do with him saying, what you see isn't who I really am. I'm, whatever. If you guys read it, you might know what I'm talking about. And December 31st, Republic 59 came out in 2003. So out of those, let me know if you read. And let's see here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Looking forward to the Filoni video. Oh God, I know. And so what I'm going to do is, if you guys seen that Filoni had an interview on November 17th, I believe it was, on someone's podcast. I still have it saved. And what I'm doing with that is I'm going to go to certain timestamps, and that's what I'm going to talk about, because there's a lot of information pertaining to what we're going to talk about Filoni on Open Airlock's channel that needs to be discussed, that needs to be addressed, especially with what people are talking about today about Filoni's the savior, and Disney's no one without Filoni, blah blah, all that bullshit. So we're going to cover that. Tim will just announce when we're going to do that. Stay tuned for that. I'm rather excited about. So I'll be doing my homework on that as well. That's why I haven't said anything on my channel yet, and then we'll probably discuss it on Cap Chat after the fact. Because I think it's very important to get that information out to you guys. You hear that? We have quads zipping around. Feels good to be back on the res. It surely does. I'm happy to be home as well. I'm happy to be back into my comfort of my home, where I'm not worrying about being here and there and everywhere. So that's a plus to that. Soul Assassin says, I remember being in a grocery store and seeing a book stand for Darth Bane with most of them gone. Yeah, they went quick. It went quick. Destiny of Evil also just had an anniversary date. Yeah, and I probably didn't see it or didn't write it down. Like I said, I didn't do as much note taking as I usually do, because this was something that was very spontaneous for me. But there's a lot of publications that happen in December, so it's amazing. And Tim says, this is a follow-up to my 2021 Star Wars. Okay. All right. I recently bought the Jedi Path book. High was an interest read until I realized Ahsoka was in, which is super off-putting. Yeah. So there is some Jedi Path that has that. They were trying to link her in, even though to me that was never successful, because if she is that fucking important, she would be in the fucking movies. So like I said, I didn't agree with George's decision. to give Anakin an apprentice. I kind of got just a little bit of what he was trying to do for her, being another reason for him to not trust the Jedi, falling into Palpatine's hands, manipulation, um, to further his fall to the dark side. I kind of get it, but to me it didn't work because someone that important should have been mentioned, right? So that's where the synergy of this little thing called Ahsoka, Anakin's apprentice, does not work. Never worked. And he should have killed her off right away. She should have been maybe a month or so. Then probably it wouldn't have ruined. And there should have been a death. And this is just me. I'm just like, I'm not trying to do what if theories or whatever. I'm just saying if she was killed off rather than just disappearing, allowing Filoni to keep her going, then we would have a better synergy of lore going forward into Revenge of the Sith. That's just how I think about that. Let me see here. Oh, let me see. I meant to read this one. Shadows of Mindor is a prime example of second-person fiction writing. The only notable one that comes to mind is War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. And see, like I said, Shadows of Mindor, more or less, it's almost like Crystal Star, but maybe to some people not as bad. To me, it wasn't. Some of the story, it was okay. Not my favorite, but I have read it a few times already. Like, it's not one like, oh, read, I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. I kind of got what they were doing. I don't need to revisit again. I have revisited Shadow of Mendor a few times, and so there's a lot of questions I have about that novel. I would like to research a little bit more into. So it's like the negative Luke-ish kind of vibe that I got from Ryan Johnson's wannabe Star Wars story, The Last Jedi. So that's where I got from that. Let's see. What's your favorite Jedi Apprentice or Jedi Quest? Oh, crap. I don't know. It's been a while since I went back and read them. I have to pick up back on these ones here, but I was thinking about, and I do have the collection down there. I think I'm missing just one book. I think I'm missing number 2 out of Jedi Apprentice. So I'll have to get back to you on that. I really do, because I enjoyed it, but I think I like Jedi Apprentice over Jedi Quest in overall. That's what I remember. So like these young readers, I have to go back and revisit to give you a nice answer because it's been a while. Destiny 12809. Thank you. I wish I had the book stand at that was amazing. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Let's see here. Jim the Despot. Oh yeah, you're commenting to them. So the question that I have streaming down here is, based upon your opinion, what are your favorite 9 Jedi based on the weakest to the strongest? We are going to get to that Screen Rant article. I'm not necessarily doing a cringe factor, but I thought maybe that this would be something that you guys can laugh or cringe and have a few words about, since we are also seeing Disney faux lore, Disney Star Wars faux lore, that have been published in this month, being seen and talked about on social media like Twitter X, or whatever you want to call it. People are talking about Rogue One right now because I guess it was yesterday. I'm not sure that it came out. And then, of course, The Last Jedi was also being tweeted about. Oh yeah, it's been 7 years. Do you think it got better? Fuck no, it did not get better. How can something like that is so such a condescending type movie that destroys characters and the established intention of those characters and their characteristics, how can that be something that's going to improve over time? It doesn't. And then Org says, everything makes sense without Ahsoka. With Ahsoka, nothing makes sense. I agree. I highly agree. And we got the quads going on again. You hear that? And I still have Darth Toby. Look at him. He's just crashed. And you can see my books behind my bookshelf. For Christmas, I need a new bookshelf. I need one, and I need to move it into my living room by my window there. That's where it fits. But I have Mr. Toby here. He's chilling with us. Darth Toby. Okay. Okay, Soul Assassin says Starkiller, Lumaya, and Flint were Anakin Vader's only apprentices. Yeah. And then TCW is a continuity disaster or destroyer. I added disaster, but yes, I can. That's how I feel about that. It's if its effects are as destructive as the thought bomb. The thought bomb from Bane. Yes, that also goes into dark forces. The thought bomb. How's everyone handling The Last Jedi praise today? It's pretty authentic. I can care less. It hasn't improved. Like, we're going on, what, 7 years since then? And that's what started my channel in a way. I already had a channel. It was this channel first, at first, was dedicated to my family's traveling to on the powwow trail. So you'll see, if you scroll back from the beginning of this channel, you'll see some powwow videos of us dancing. But what crossed me over to change the channel is The Last Jedi, but in a sense of not to bash The Last Jedi really, but to continue George Lucas' era of Star Wars. However, I did discuss what was going on with Star Wars during the time. I sure did. And I'm not going to feel ashamed or anything about that, because I think that um, it does need to be discussed. These franchises that are being destroyed today for purposes of someone's interest in whatever, reality political bullshit that is going on today. They want everything to mirror what's going on today. Beyond that as well, does need to be discussed, because a lot of these people that create these franchises, like George Lucas, when you look back with George Lucas, do your research, read all the material that came out regarding his interviews on the evolution of creating this lore called Star Wars, right? We know that he used Joseph Campbell's mythologies, and there was that interview of Joseph Campbell at the Skywalker Ranch, and he discusses the brilliance of George Lucas using that to create the lore, the foundational lore. So Star Wars was created on a foundational lore with myths and events and stuff that inspired him to create this world, this galaxy, this universe we call Star Wars, that we can relate to, but then yet it's still not from our reality. And so he created this whole new vast world, I guess you could say. Brilliant stuff. You could say that about other artists back in the time frame back then. And that's what caught our attention. And then once he decided, okay, I'm gonna have other creatives come in and help me expand the lore, and we started getting the Marvel comics, we started getting the novels, and it started from the beginning. And we realized that continuity was being kept, or was being cared for and tracked. They were keeping everything aligned as good as they could. And that's what attracted a lot more people, because we realized he was creating a historical event, historical timeline of lore that expanded like 25,000 years and beyond. And when you have a new owner, corporate, which it's so sad that he talks negative, he downplays Hollywood Corporation. Reason why he wanted to become independent, because he wanted to do exactly what he wanted to do without having to answer to that. To see now how Iger coerced him, begged him, manipulated him, in a sense, if you want to call it that, to selling Star Wars, to selling Lucasfilm. And Lucasfilm content, whether it's Star Wars or even Indiana Jones, suffered for it, right? Suffered for it. And we know, and Bob Iger even said that they betrayed George, and we know that George probably has buyer or seller's remorse, which there's nothing that can be done now, but we can continue as original Star Wars fans, the guard of Star Wars, I guess you can say, by sharing the difference, showing what's being deconstructed, and how it's being deconstructed, and keeping George Lucas era in front of you. So there, I'm gonna step off my soapbox right now, but that's just what I wanted to share. Um, and so no, the Last Jedi is not improving. It's not classical. There's no classical means behind it. Doesn't honor the original Star Wars lore. Nothing about it is going to redeem it to being better 10 plus years later. Nothing. Star Wars Marvel Purist says it's the weakest selling Star Wars movie novelization ever until the rise of way nobody. way nobody. And Work says I haven't seen The Last Jedi praised, probably because I avoid everything associated with Disney. Well, good. I have not stopped myself, or I guess you could say I just allow, I wouldn't say allow myself, but I don't ignore. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. And Soul Assassin says, leave it to OG to ask questions that make my head hurt going through names of characters. You know how I do this. I like to keep you guys on the top of your game. So there you go. Okay. The Last Jedi praise is given by Cartrax. Oh my God. All right. Tim, Open Airlock Policy, says The Last Jedi praising gives me no more angst than Rogue One or Mandalorian praise does. That's true. You just gotta it's not real Star Wars, right? You could discuss okay, this is why, this is how it's detrimental to the lore, but then is it really Star Wars? And if it's not Star Wars, then does it really hurt the lore? I mean, so, and you can even compare it to original content, the real canon, like Rogue One versus Dark Forces, and the other like gameplay and scenarios in the Star Wars history of when the Death Star plans were captured. But is Rogue One really faithful to the intentions that George wanted and to A New Hope? No, it's not. It's not faithful whatsoever. And you just have to be this blatant liar to tell yourself that it is. Habitual liar, basically. Star Wars Scran says, I've been posting loads of clips of Mark Hamill criticizing because I'm petty like that. I seen some of that and I reshared that as well. Some stuff that you did on Twitter, especially the Bob Iger piece that you shared from his book. So I shared that. When Toki, okay, so Soul Assassin's like, I'm gonna answer your question. So number one, Toki Tullivar, former Sith turned murderer. Okay. I will praise the Chad, the Last Jedi novel by Michael Reeves, while I make fun of the Virgin, the Last Jedi film by Ryan Johnson. There you go. There you go. And there are some continuity errors in The Last Jedi, the novelization. There is. Maybe one day I will go through that. There's a lot of shit that we need to go through. Star Wars Grant says The Rise of Way. The Rise of Way. The movie literally gave Palpatine the last laugh. All of the Skywalkers and Solos are dead, and only his offspring has survived, but takes the Skywalker name. It's pretty gross. Exactly. And people don't realize that either. It's pretty disgusting. Let me see if I can move my ring light here a little bit. Okay. I don't know if that helped, but that's okay. All right, so you guys, let's get into that article here. And you know what? There is something I wanted to cover, but like I said, I'm going to keep this short and sweet since I have family visiting. But there is this interview that Adam Driver did. Let me see on my end. I don't remember the exact name of it. Okay. So this is Adam Driver talks new Ferrari film, playing Kylo Ren and more on Rich Eisen show. So it's a full interview, and I was gonna play some clips out of that, but you know what? We're not going to. But basically, he just reveals that There was no plan in Star Wars, basically, like the Disney Star Wars. And we all knew that. So he reveals there's no plan, that how Kylo Ren was supposed to be really didn't happen that way, because it switched back and forth from these two directors, these two filmmakers that had no plan and didn't really collaborate with each other. And he also talks about Harrison Ford, who was quite okay with um, killing off Han Solo, which we knew that already. So nothing really big that needs to be discussed there. So, and there we go with the quads. They were parked right outside my house a little bit. So let's see here. And Soul Assassin, he's still going. So number one, Tolivar, Zane Carrick, Hetan, a failed Sith, Hazin, Celeste Morn, Carnus Moore, Master Vandar, Jedi Exile, Revan, and Darth Vitiate. Okay, so you went kind of like the Sith route there, but that's cool. I did it. I know I need a drink. Now I need a drink. So you went basically more Sith than in everything else, but I love that. All right, good job, Soul Assassin. What is your preferred drink? After all of that, what is your preferred drink after what I put you through? I want to know, Soul Assassin. I want to know what you're gonna drink. Let me go ahead and find that. Or not find it. Let me pull up that article here. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Notifications. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Let me go ahead and switch how this is going to look. All right. I'm down here. Hello, everybody. So, let's see here. Some tea at the moment. I know you were talking about something hard. That didn't sound good either. Okay, but something like drink-wise hard. And Brandon's here. What's up? And let's see here. The one and only Shield Slayer is here. Hello, how are you doing? Rey is no Jedi. We're going to get into that. Like I said, this is not officially like a cap chat setup, but when I was looking through this, I thought we can laugh through this and talk about who we think are the top 9 for ourselves. So let's see here. View. All right. So every major Jedi in the Star Wars Skywalker saga, I hate that title, Skywalker saga, because they're only, ranked from weakest to strongest. The Star Wars Skywalker saga features 9 major Jedi characters across the 3 trilogies. So they're talking about the trilogies. I'm talking overall in general for you guys. Who do you think is your top 9? But how do they rank from weakest to strongest? And this is from, Nathaniel Rourke. And I think he's appeared on Cap Chat a few times with these damn articles. So we're not going to read through all this bullshit. So they put Leia as number 9. Do you agree with this? Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. Do you agree with this? Rebel turned Jedi turned general. She, in their lore, now we're talking Disney lore, not original George Lucas era of Star Wars, but in her lore, of course we knew she was rebel. Of course we knew she was going to be destined to help, repair the galaxy, restore the government, the New Republic, whatever you want to say, and that she will eventually become a Jedi, right? And but with this, she failed to become a Jedi. She gave up on that and basically just gave up on even being Princess Leia and became a general. So let's see what they have to say here. Star Wars: The Rise of Way. The Rise of Way revealed that Leia was strong enough to beat Luke Skywalker on the last night of her training. Was it the last night of her training? But she chose to surrender her lightsaber and turn away from the Jedi path. Star Wars: The Force Awakens showed how she could sense the people she cared about across the galaxy, while Star Wars The Last Jedi had her survive in the vacuum of space by using the Force to pull herself back to her ship. Well, these are impressive feats. Leia is the weakest Jedi in the Skywalker saga because she has had fewer opportunities to showcase her abilities in the movies. So this is basically based upon the movies on like her power level. But whether, and I'll say this, whether we've seen someone reveal it through the screen or not doesn't mean that they are weak or they are strong. That, so there we go. So what do you guys think? Leia, number 9. And this is according to the Disney Star Wars. The Disney Star Wars. So let's see here. So I knew you would. He practically exposed himself, little shill. Let me see. I don't know what you guys are talking about there. If I didn't know about the EU, I would be surprised to learn that Leia is a Jedi. Yeah, she became a Jedi. It took her a long time, per the original lore, because she was pivotal to forming the new Republic. She was basically, I wouldn't say, maybe she is Mon Mothma's right hand person, go to person, and because she grew up in a in the under the Organas and understood and was at her time the youngest senator of her time. Her mom, Padme, the youngest senator of her time, the youngest queen of her time. So she kind of followed suit with what her mom did. And so, because of all of this, and because they were cleaning them up, the remnant of the empire and stuff like that, she just didn't have time to really commit fully to becoming a Jedi until the Darkness trilogy era, which she basically is like, I want Saba 17 to train me. I want someone unconventional that wouldn't put up with me, basically. And she succeeded under Saba 17, the Barabel Jedi Knight Master. Not Knight, but Master. A very fun and compelling story. We do see, like with Thrawn trilogy, her getting some training from Luke, but then again, Mon Mothma's like, you're just gonna have to wait. We still need you, kind of deal. Yeah, so we have this over time, Leia slowly learning to become a Jedi, and I think that was really, really great on how they did that. Now with the Disney faux lore, not so much, not so much. So let me see here. I know you would. Oh, okay, I read that. Surviving in space. Yeah. I'm Leia Poppins, y'all. All right, let's get back to that article because I don't want to spend too much time on this. All right, number 8, Qui-Gon Jinn. So, do you agree with what this person's saying according to the Disney faux lore? And I hate these pop-ups. So, let's see what they have to say. Qui-Gon Jinn also had limited time to show his strength on screen, but he still left quite an impression. He was an expert in lightsaber combat, understood the living force like no one else, and embodied what is truly meant to be a Jedi. Well, I don't know. Do you really think that? Because, you know, he was very passive aggressive in a sense of not. I mean, he still obeyed the council in a sense. He still honored himself as a Jedi. He never left the order, even though he disagreed with someone on the order or on the council. So I don't know. I wouldn't say he was, you know, he embodied what it was meant to truly be a Jedi. That's just me. You let me know what you think. Most importantly, Qui-Gon always did what he thought was right, even if it meant defying the Jedi Council and going against the Jedi Code. Qui-Gon was not quite as strong as his has Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and he was killed by Darth Maul on Naboo. However, Qui-Gon discovered the path to immortality after becoming one with the Force. Actually, he discovered the path to immortality before he became one with the Force. So what do you guys think this is? Number 8. Number 8 here. And then see Mace Windu, number 7. I disagree with this wholeheartedly. I think that he's one of the most powerful Jedi. Maybe not, as powerful as Yoda, but he is one that has to be reckoned with. Mace Windu was considered one of the most powerful Jedi in the Order. Then why'd you place him as fucking number 7? And this was proven several times throughout the prequel trilogy. He was master of the brutal lightsaber combat form 7, also known as Vapad. And he was one of the few practitioners who was strong enough not to fall to the dark side. Someone can still fall to the dark side. He just did not. Doesn't mean that was strength in the Force. Maybe a little bit strength and will. Mace survived against a legion of battle droids in the Battle of Geonosis, decapitated Jango Fett. That was just an awful move for Jango Fett to do. I wouldn't say it was because he was strong in the Force. And even defeated Darth Sidious when 3 other Jedi Masters were killed. Well, he really didn't defeat him. That's very debatable. If not for Anakin Skywalker's betrayal in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, he may have ended the Sith once and for all. Do you really think that he would have killed off Sidious if Anakin never showed up? Let me know. And number 6, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I would think that Mace is stronger than Obi-Wan. I would put them in a different, I would put Mace over Obi-Wan, but let's go ahead and see what this guy has to say. And he says, more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Anakin telling Padme Amidala that Obi-Wan was as powerful as Master Windu was no exaggeration. So was as powerful as Master Windu. Obi-Wan defeated Darth Maul in a single combat after Qui-Gon was killed. That was a crazy maneuver that Obi-Wan did. Doesn't mean that means that he was stronger in the Force than his master. Tactical move, maybe you can say. Who knows? Survived multiple encounters with Jango Fett and defeated General Grievous at the end of the Clone Wars. So basically, a lot of these are more tactical moves that they're talking about. This guy, Nathaniel's talking about more than it is Force-related, powerful, or strength. So I think he's confusing tactic versus using the Force. He bested his fallen apprentice when Anakin became too overconfident in their duel on Mustafar. The only Jedi who could have survived against his former Padawan, Darth Vader, may have killed Obi-Wan in A New Hope, but he died knowing he would become one of the Force as Qui-Gon had. Again, the Mustafar fight, more tactical than basically powerful in the Force. And then you have to consider that he knew Anakin's fighting style because he is his master. He knew how rash Anakin would be in the heat of battle too because he was his master. So I would say a lot of this was more tactical brilliance than it is, strength in the Force. Not trying to say Obi-Wan wasn't strong in the Force. I'm just saying these are a lot more tactical maneuvers. So I think this person needs to I think this person is confusing tactical versus Force abilities. So so we have the Disney wannabe Jason Solo, Ben Solo here. Last of the Skywalker bloodline. Sad to say, like I said, this is Disney faux lore. We already know that the Skywalker bloodline lives on in George Lucas' era of Star Wars. Ben Solo not only inherited his family's connection to the Force, he formed a Force dyad, which is fucking stupid, with Rey, making him even more powerful. If you need someone else's Force abilities to make you power, then you are fucking powerful to begin with, okay? That's just how I see it. Like when you see even Jason and Jaina, they had that twin bond, that Force bond. But they didn't need each other's Force abilities to make them more powerful either. However, the movie only offered a few scenes of Ben as a Jedi, including his flashback in The Last Jedi and his return to the light and the rise of Rey. Once he became a Jedi again, He demonstrated expert swordsmanship by defeating the Knights of Ren. The Knights of Ren were bullshit as they were, okay? So, I mean, that's not a. No. Then sacrificed himself to save Rey. He may have only been a Jedi for the short time on screen, but Ben showed. So Leia, you know, we only seen bits of Leia per Disney lore showing her capabilities on screen, but then it didn't because she didn't get that much screen time. She's a weak Jedi, but him, they say the same thing basically, and he's more powerful. Okay, what the fuck? I don't know. But Ben showed incredible strength and embodied the best of the Jedi at the end. I don't know why you think being a dyad is embodying the best of the Jedi. I don't know. But I would say if you have to um have a dyad to be stronger, then you're not fucking strong in the force. This is your own capability of being strong. This is how stupid, retarded Disney folklore is. All right. I'm not reading your guys' comments just yet. I will go back to them. Number 4, Luke Skywalker. Imagine that. Luke Skywalker, number 4. So we haven't got to Way yet. So guess where she's going to be at? The embodiment of a true Jedi. So let's see. This is according to Disney folklore. Okay, so we're not talking George Lucas era here. So this is what this person is basing this about. Well, he did not start as naturally strong as other members of the Skywalker bloodline. I would debate you on that. Luke grew into one of the greatest Jedi who ever lived. Of course, he's the son of the chosen one, and so was Leia. So I don't know why she was number 9. By Return of the Jedi, he had mastered several Force abilities and could stand toe-to-toe with Darth Vader, but unlike his father, Luke resisted the temptation of the dark side. Now, the resistance more of will, not of the Force. Obi-Wan told Darth Maul that those who could oppose the dark side were more powerful than the Sith would ever be. And no one demonstrated this principle better than Luke. Even years after in exile, Luke could project his image. Oh, no, we're not going fucking there. We're not fucking going there. He fucking died. He is not powerful. If he was more powerful, then he wouldn't have fucking died. He projected himself in Legacy of the Force a couple of times. Never fucking died from it. Okay. All right. And then across the galaxy to fool Kylo Ren long enough for the Resistance to survive. Again, if he was fucking powerful, he would not have fucking died. Okay, so again, Disney full lore, no, doesn't cut it. I would place him a lot higher than number 4. And of course, Rey, number 3. So here's your guys' way in the Disney. Like I said again, this is based upon Disney full lore. Okay, darkness rises in the light to meet it. A few Jedi could have matched Rey's raw power in the Skywalker saga, as she was the granddaughter. Actually, no, because the clones are copies of Palpatine, so she would still be considered daughter, not granddaughter, because these are not second generation. These are not children of Palpatine to make her granddaughter. These are actual copies of himself. So she would be his daughter in a sense, just like where Boba Fett would say Jango is his father. So she would be daughter, not granddaughter. A Force dyad, so Palpatine, so she was, Palpatine blood, and formed a Force dyad with Kylo Ren. Again, dyad does not make you fucking powerful. This has to be individual. If you need someone to, supplement your power, then you didn't have it in the first place. Rey was naturally gifted in the Force, learning new skills quickly. Learning new skills quickly, they just happened. She didn't need no fucking training. What was it that George said in Star Wars Archives episode 1 through 3? A person needs midichlorians for them to be able to use the Force. If they didn't have enough, they weren't able to train and use the Force whatsoever. All right. So, but the keyword train. Someone needs to train. She fucking didn't train. It was just given to her out of convenience of the plot and the scenes happening before us. If you watched, Rey was naturally gifted in the Force, learning new skills quickly compared to most, and defeating Kylo Ren the first time she wielded a lightsaber. Well, you got that fucking right. Luke tried to go and defeat Vader the first time. He got his fucking hand cut off. He was sent away. Like he was ready to commit suicide, basically, give up his life if he had to join his father. He like tumbled into the abyss of Cloud City. You know, one of the forgot what it's called, but he got sucked through one of the waste pipe thingies and was saved by Leia. Basically, the power overwhelmed Rey and nearly pushed her into the dark side. Where did it nearly push her to the dark side? But her commitment to the Jedi illustrated great inner strength. And where did she show she had commitment to the Jedi? By the end of the sequel trilogy, so the Disney trilogy, Rey had connected with the spirits of the past Jedi, making her even stronger than before. And again, if you have to have your power supplemented, you're not really that strong in the Force. However, she's a fucking Mary Sue. She can get anything, any help, anytime, anywhere. Where were these Jedi for Luke Skywalker, according to the Disney faux lore, when he needed them to defeat Vader? It's fucking bullshit. Number 2, Anakin. So this is where we're going to see, okay, number 1, you might know who it is because we haven't seen him mentioned yet. This is where the debate will go, and we'll get into that. The chosen one who brought balance to the Force, not according to Disney full lore, because it was Rey. The only character more naturally gifted than Rey was Anakin. The chosen one, destined to bring balance to the Force. Unlike Rey, Anakin spent over a decade training, and that's what you fucking need. And so, like, even Luke should be up in top 3-ish, not Rey, because he had fucking training, and making him an expert with the lightsaber and affording him greater control over the Force. Although Anakin fell to the dark side and spent years under Palpatine's control, he still returned to the light and saved his son. So basically, Luke returned him to the light, redeemed him, and in exchange, he saved his son because, you know, his whole purpose of falling to the dark side was to save his wife, and that failed epically. And he just embraced the dark side. Anakin then became a Force ghost alongside Obi-Wan and Yoda, eventually guiding Rey, of course, Rey, but not his fucking son, bringing back the balance to that he did. And number 1, Yoda. So again, you know, you could debate, like, some people will put Anakin over Yoda, and I think that they even discovered that he had more power in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, than Yoda ever had. Like, his midichlorian count, all of that surpasses Yoda. So I would place Anakin as 1. Not even after he loses his limbs and stuff like that, he was still one of the most powerful. All right, so Yoda here. Luke told Din Djarin, oh fuck, how talent without training is nothing. And did Disney ever listen to this when it came to Rey and other Jedi, like even Sabine Wren? No, they fucking didn't. And no living Jedi had more experience than Yoda. His 900 years, I would give experience. 900 years experience, yeah. Years of life provided him with the great wisdom and plenty of time and to master the Force in ways that a few Jedi could their shorter lifetime. Yoda could redirect and absorb Sith lightning, fight with incredible agility, and even summon lightning as a Force ghost. This goes into question here. Like, as a Force ghost, you do not manipulate reality. And that could be debated because I've been in those debates. No one could beat Yoda or surpass him in the movies. Well, Palpatine did. And that's where Yoda went in and retreated with a plan B. And the plan B were the Skywalker twins. And no Jedi understood the Force as well as he did. That was kind of questioned by, Qui-Gon? But anyways, we won't go there. We won't mention Qui-Gon, where Yoda was like, I was wrong and I'm your apprentice now, Qui-Gon, in Revenge of the Sith. Let's not forget that. Yoda earned his title as Grand Master of the Jedi Order and is easily the strongest Jedi in the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Well, if you get into the original lore, it was Mace Windu that was offered Grand Master. He declined, which puts Yoda into that. All right, so these are the top 9, strongest to weakest. I'm going 1 all the way to 9, from the strongest to the weakest. Yoda, number 1. Anakin number 2, Rey number 3, Luke number 4, and where's number 5? Where did number 5 go? Did it stop on me? 5 Ben, 6 Obi-Wan, 7 Mace, 8 Qui-Gon, and 9 Leia. So there you go. Let me see what you guys have to say on this, because I know you guys were chatting away while I was reading these. Oh my God. Okay, let me see if I can go up to the last comment that I mentioned. You are right. Let me see here. Wow, you guys. Okay. Okay, I think I found it now. Let's see. Wasn't Leia hesitant to allowing Jaina and Jason to learn the Force too? In a sense, she was scared. In a sense, she was afraid, but she knew that there was their destiny, and so she allowed. I'd put Qui-Gon higher on the list, definitely higher than Way. Way. Qui-Gon was weaker than Obi-Wan. What? This is like this is why I was asking you guys to list your top. I should have been specific and said movies, but I wanted to see what you guys thought, and adding other characters that came out in the EU. May should be in the top 5. Come on now. Let's see. Mace was very powerful. He held out against Palpatine. He sure did. Exactly, Soul Assassin. Let me see. We're gonna start concluding here now. I just wanted to come in and chat and talk Star Wars and have fun with you guys. Given what happened to Xanatos, I don't blame Qui-Gon being passive aggressive with the Jedi Council, and that goes into a little bit of that history with Xanatos and stuff. Maybe we'll have to talk about Xanatos one of these great times. Windu was one of the 3 Jedi with the potential to defeat Sidious. As the end of Episode 3 says a lot about him. Correct. Silver said Mace wouldn't beat Palpatine if Anakin hadn't interfered. I agree. I mean, I question it. He could have, but yeah, that's one of those what ifs. Star Wars Marvel says Mace number 7. This author must be alt-right bigot. I don't know. Howdy, Laura in chat. Hey, Zagrat, how you doing? Mace was about to defeat Palpatine, whereas Rey needed all the Jedi to do it. Yeah, because, of course, it means a lot when the Jedi decide to come to your aid, but God forbid that they come to Luke Skywalker's aid when they all knew the fucking plan, that they were the plan, the hope to save the galaxy. Jango let his anger at Windu cloud his judgment and make that move to lose his head. Correct. Kenobi was the master of Sarasu fighting style that made it difficult to beat him in a duel. Correct. The problem with the arrest is that Sidious was ready for it. Windu went there mostly unprepared and didn't know what he was really going against. You could say that. I mean, not all the masters didn't realize what was really going on. They didn't know. They didn't really know how much Sidious manipulated everything, or Palpatine manipulated everything, all the happenings in the galaxy, both sides of the war. And then Mace reversed Palpatine's Force lightning. That takes power. Mace deflected it on the lightsaber, which we already seen that happen with Luke Sky. No. Sorry. We seen him deflect a blaster bolt, but using the lightsaber to deflect, yeah, that was pretty interesting. I agree. Let me see here. This article has no clue, right? It would have been a fun cringe factor, but I'm pretty sure there'll be more. Let's see here. Let's be honest. The Knights of Ren were a Nazgul knockoff, correct? That just stand around, and if I am correct, weren't Force sensitive. I think they later revealed that they weren't as Force sensitive. Luke isn't number 2. I don't know. I think Luke midichlorian count maybe was up there at par with Yoda, maybe a little bit stronger. Obi was weaker than Maul in Episode 1. and weaker than Anakin in episode 3. But both Sith lost because of overconfidence and failing to perceive in time what was about to happen to them. Correct. Their arrogance clouded them. Like Luke died after force projection after Rey and Kylo did it for several times to fight each other. Correct. You are right, and I forgot all about that. Let me see. Come on, light up here. Okay, there we go. The motherfucker's gonna rank Ahsoka number 1 or 2. I'm surprised they didn't rank her, but she's not a Jedi, which I respect them for that. That's one little bit of respect. She's not a fucking Jedi. It's okay, OG. The Rey Solo movie will make everything make sense. Let me see here. Midichlorians don't matter anymore. Don't you know that? Well, I don't know. According to Filoni, they don't, I guess. And everybody's riding that. Everybody's riding that wood, right? Everybody's riding that wood. Forced diets is the dumbest thing ever. It's like they ripped off the ancient Sith assassins who grew stronger by the level of the Jedi they were fighting. JJ said that he didn't want to have her training like Anakin and Luke, so he learned things on the fly. So she learned things on the fly, which was a fucking stupid decision. Number 1 is Grogu. Nope, thank God, because you would have heard me cussing like hell over that. I think I'm gonna puke. I'm sorry. Yoda had the knowledge, but Anakin had the raw power. Yeah. Even a talented Anakin, after training for years, was still level below the top Jedi. I think we can kind of debate that. He was still powerful, but he was very arrogant in his power. Have a good one, Star Wars Scran. Yeah, see you later. Let's see here. Anakin never had the chance to reach his full potential, though. That's the only reason I would put him. I wouldn't put him on number 1 after Mustafar became weaker than Sidious. So either a number. Well, I guess you could say that, but he's still like power in the Force. He's still ranked over Yoda, even as Vader. Clay, hey, what's up? Another channel member. We're getting ready to conclude the stream here, but thank you for hopping in. Catch the replay. Fun talk here, just going over just like publications, George Lucas era of Star Wars publications for December. Only Sith spirits can manipulate the physical plane, but are limited to where they can appear. Then that goes into Exar Kun lore, which was fun to read about. Gee, guys, stop chatting. And then let's see here. What's going on here? And this thing is going to take its time. Let me go ahead and remove this. All right. Let's see here. For more topics and discussions like today, please consider joining OG's community. Yes, I haven't been in there in a while, so hopefully you guys are still chatting in there. I'll post some stuff in there pretty soon. All right, you guys. I wanted to just come in and have a little bit of time with you guys. Where did I go? I disappeared. Can you see me? Can you see me? There we go. Press the wrong button. So thank you guys again for joining in. Just wanted to have a little chat, a little fun with you. We will talk Thursday. Instead of my time in the Bahamas, I will share a couple of pictures, what have you. So I'll leave that to you guys to look forward to. Like I said, I'm here, so I'm going to go. So thank you guys again for coming in and spending time with me. If you guys have any topic recommendations that you would like to discuss for CAF chat or live streams, or would like to hear more about lore-wise for me to produce a video, please let me know on Twitter, especially in the YouTube community of Twitter. I would love to know. And yeah, because this is what this channel is about, going into the original lore. And I like how it says what it says back here. Jason and Jaina. So this one right here is book 1, Heirs of the Force. I'm going to read it to you guys before we close. When the Empire died, they were born. A new hope for a new republic. The young twins of Han Solo and Princess Leia are now 14 and enrolled at Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. Together with friends, both old and new, future heroes of an already legendary saga, begin their training. So there you go. If that doesn't get you excited to at least explore this series, I don't know what would. But thank you guys again for tuning in. And CAF Chat this Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there. And thank you guys again for hanging out. And may the Force be with you.
I have fought the worst of all wars and witnessed the redemption of evil. I have seen balance restored to the Force. But order can turn to chaos, as it did when I was born. Now, with my loved ones and my loyal allies, I face a new challenge unlike any before. And I'm not sure at this time we can win.
Star Wars Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore, the first novel of the new Jedi Order.
Another happy landing.